What do you think are the main changes that should happen so the realization process would continue and be efficient?
The first very important steps in bank restructuring has already been done with the recapitalization of the state-owned banks and the requirements which were imposed additionally, like the strengthening of corporate governance, risk management, operational efficiency, and so on. In that respect, I think the progress has been quite significant. What is left is twofold. One, and very much interrelated. One, managing the still remaining NPLs, especially towards the SME segment. And if this can be kind of outsourced from the banks, then to concentrate on doing what is the normal day-to-day banking business, collecting deposits, affecting transactions, and start lending again.
You cannot have successful restructuring of the bank without being successful in restructuring of your debtors. So logically, first you have to focus on your debtors, and then on the whole, it will logically contribute to the restructuring of the bank. But from time prospect, the both activity must be done parallelly, not consequently.
Everybody has on their mind Slovenian economy is over-leveraged. That's not true anymore. And this deleveraging went very quickly. In 2013, just in 2013, it dropped by 10 percentage points when you look at debt to equity, debt to GDP level. And then it was continuing in 2014. Don't have enough French here.
What are maybe the main aspects Slovenia should watch for when we are talking about bank restructuring?
You can't be afraid, because that, I think it can only help. That can only help. So all that fear that what happens if, I think it's all wrong. I mean, it's just, you don't have to be fear. Obviously, it depends on the Slovenian economy, but I guess there should be no fear. I mean, the outcome should be only positive. At the end of the day, you've got the process under control. So I mean, you don't sell or you don't invite bad reputational guy or you don't invite bad guys into the tender. So as long as you have the process under control and you invite the good guys only, that there's no fear, no room for fear.
Banks, as vendors, need to be very clear as to what they would like to achieve through an NPL disposal. We've seen processes which have failed as a result of boards not being fully aligned in terms of what the strategic objectives of that sale are. For example, some boards may find it important to reduce their NPL ratio on the one hand. Some boards may focus on maximising value at all costs. Other boards may have as other objectives which are to redeploy resources that are currently focused on working out loans that are essentially dead, and maybe they want to redeploy those resources into earlier or into cases which are in earlier stages of recovery, which end up realising more value for the bank. So there are a number of different objectives, and in many cases those objectives may contradict themselves. So what we advise banks is to spend some time prior to the start of the process and actually be fully aligned in terms of what are the key metrics which they want to achieve.
What are the aspects that would you like to point out that were very important during the processes?
The major achievements has actually been that we are now an organization which is professional and up and running and are generating results. 2014 was a major year in order to get to that point. Now we are working on a very accelerated way in terms of doing the restructurings of the live companies we have. We're seeing some outcomes of that. We've done a major transaction during the spring where we sold some NPLs. It does sort of kickstart an NPL market, which I think is important for not only for us but also for the other banks that has an NPLs in their balance sheet.